Once, life seemed unshakable. The people beside me felt permanent. Strength flowed through my body as if it would never leave. Dreams appeared solid, like walls that could withstand any storm. But nothing is as steady as it seems. Loss arrives without knocking. Betrayal hides in the eyes of those you trust. Illness creeps quietly until you can no longer ignore it. Failure waits for the moment you think you are safe, then strikes with precision. When everything collapses, silence is all that remains. Graves became places I knew too well, where the earth swallowed voices I thought I would hear forever. Once trusted hands slipped away, leaving me with questions that never found answers. There were mornings when my own body felt like an enemy, every step slower, every breath sharper with pain. And I have stood in the ruins of my own work, staring at what used to be purpose reduced to ash. In those hours, silence is heavier than any weight. It whispers that you are finished. It tells you to stay down. I know that silence. It pressed against me until I could barely breathe. It sat with me in dark rooms where even light refused to enter. It followed me into mornings where opening my eyes felt pointless. In that depth, endings felt certain. The idea of standing again seemed like a lie I could no longer believe. But collapse is not an ending. It is the moment that exposes who you truly are. Pain removes every mask. It leaves you with no illusions to cling to. Mistakes surface like ghosts that refuse to stay buried. Weakness you denied stands in front of you. Fear echoes louder than anything else. Every regret sharpens its claws and drags you back into the past. Every broken promise plays like a voice you cannot silence. Every lie you told yourself demands payment in full. Some turn away from this mirror. They let despair decide their future. They sink, not because they cannot rise, but because rising feels impossible. Others try to numb themselves, hiding in distractions, running from the truth they cannot outrun. But no matter how far they go, the darkness follows. It waits in silence until they stop moving. And yet there are others who endure. They drag themselves through the silence. They bleed, they scar, but they rise. They find a way to carry grief as fire. They take betrayal and turn it into armor. They let failure bury their old self, only to claw out stronger than before. Loss taught me that memory can become fire, carried forward for the one who cannot walk beside you anymore. Betrayal forced me to rebuild trust where it can never be stolen again, inside myself. Illness carved weakness into me, but it also made every breath a victory. Failure crushed my ambitions, only to plant the roots of resilience I never knew I had. And from each wound I carried, strength was carved deeper into me. From each mistake, clarity grew where blindness once lived. From each night that felt endless, I built mornings that no weight could erase. Pain did not erase me. It reshaped me. The road back is never easy. Nights stretch endlessly, dragging every thought with them. Pain cuts without mercy, and the temptation to surrender never leaves. But each step forward in darkness proves life is still inside you. Every scar carried is evidence of survival. Every stolen breath is defiance against the silence that tried to bury you. The more you walk through shadow, the less power it holds. The more you rise, the less control despair has over you. The more you endure, the more you become unbreakable. Abandonment tried to chain me, yet I kept moving. Betrayal carved wounds in me, but it could not kill my will. Even broken beyond recognition, I forced myself to rise again. Fear told me I was finished, but I proved it wrong. Failure said I was done, yet I began again. Darkness whispered that I belonged to it, and still I reached for light. Not out of fearlessness, not because I walked untouched, but because surrender would have been worse than pain. Never allow betrayal to decide your worth. Refuse to let death erase your will. Do not give failure the right to close your story. Scars can be carried like banners, proof that you have endured what others could not. Pain can become armor, forged from the very fire that tried to consume you. Mistakes can be carved into lessons that no one can steal from you. Even grief can be reshaped into strength if you refuse to let it drown you. Even despair can be turned into discipline if you keep moving when everything inside you wants to stop. You are not finished. You are still becoming. So when silence presses against your chest, when the weight feels unbearable, when your body begs to surrender, remember this: peace will never be handed to you. Strength will never fall into your lap. Both are carved out of lonely nights when no one answers your calls. They are forged in moments when your body shakes, your lungs burn, and your heart screams to stop. They are earned in the hours unseen, when you are at war with yourself and still refuse to lose. Every scar is proof you endured. Every tear shed in silence is proof you still live. Every step forward in darkness is proof you are unbroken. Rise even when no one believes in you. Stand even when your legs are shaking. Fight even when your soul is tired. Both peace and strength belong only to those who rise when everything collapses.